So this is, if you're a scammer, turn off this podcast. This is not for you.
Not for scammers.
It's not for scammers. If you are,
We'll still find you.
If you are a law-abiding citizen and you don't want to scam people out of their hard-earned money that they're trying to put towards a good cause, continue to listen, please.
We welcome you.
No frills, no chill, just grit and grace. Welcome to Resting Rescue Face.
All right. Well, welcome to episode 3 of our podcast.
Dang, it's 3rd episode already.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Happened fast.
Yeah.
That seems to be our theme.
We'll see. I've only I've only edited the first one, so we'll see how the other ones go. But
I'm sure it'll be good.
Because we're awesome.
We're awesome. So our drink in a pod today is Moksa beer.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the Sunshine Fluff, which is an imperial sour with pineapple and vanilla beans.
It's delicious.
And then we have, was it a double?
Yeah, In Phase, which is a hazy Deepa or a double IPA.
Double IPA. Deepa, if you're a Tarron ordering it, because you just read it
because
as
I don't
Deepa
drink
instead
IPAs.
of double IPA.
I mean, it is.
I actually said Dippa, which is worse.
Dippa,
I told
yeah.
Dave I said that, and he was like, "Well, you are a dip, so you would say Dippa." Like, what a dummy.
It is if it's so. I learned today. Do you know what the difference between a initialism and an acronym? So an initialism is if you like PETA, you would say it as the like it
Instead of
stands for something.
PETA.
You don't say
Instead of spelling it
PETA.
out.
But if you said like HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, that would be
Or USA. 'Cause you don't say
USA.
USA.
yeah.
We
Exactly.
say three. What 3EB? Threb.
We do. Yeah, we do. I do shorten stuff on 3EB. So
Sometimes I do. Yeah, 3EB. Yeah.
And so there's initialism when you actually like sound out the initial.
yeah.
Oh, duh.
Like
Initialism.
NASA.
Yeah. NASA would be an
acronym.
Initialism
Because
is
you're not
when
saying
you say the
NASA.
initials.
Oh, so when we say NASA, that would be initialism.
Yeah.
Like
So acronym,
IRS
it's NASA.
is
Oh.
initialism.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Just-
but
The more you know.
The more
Something
you
I
know.
learned today.
the more you know. Well, I mean, not to jump right into it, but it does seem like a good segue to talking about the differences between two things.
Wait, I do want to say if you're local to our area, Sacramento, Rockland, Moksa is in
Oh,
Roseville and
yeah.
Rockland, and we're there often. We do adoption events and stuff there. So
They're
if you
great.
ever want to go visit Moksa, the owners are super nice. I left a jacket there like a month
Which
ago, and
is
they saved it for
hilarious.
me, and I
They gave
always
it to you
leave
today.
something.
They gave it to her today. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, they came in from. He was like in the middle of an interview,
Yeah, and he left to
came
give
in
it to
when
me.
we were buying these beers, and he's like, one of you guys left this. And it was like a month ago.
And then last
Impressive.
week when I left the podcast, Allie was like, or one of you was like, "You left your book bag." I'm like, "Of course I did."
Yeah, I saw it and I called. I was like, is this yours?
We're
Yeah.
problem
My-
children.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're problem children.
Hey,
Sorry.
Hoozle. Oh yeah.
Well, we did want to take a moment on this pod because some of you listening to this will probably know this, but there's a lot of people that don't know the difference between a rescue and a shelter.
I know I didn't until like a couple of months ago, like till I kind of started working with this. I was like, oh, SPCA, rescue, whatever, all the same thing.
Yeah, and it's particularly obvious with overseas scammers because they will continuously call themselves shelters, and I think they mean to call themselves rescues.
Yes.
So this is, if you're a scammer, turn off this podcast. This is not for you.
Not for scammers.
It's not for scammers. If you are
We'll still find you.
If you are a law-abiding citizen and you don't want to scam people out of their hard-earned money that they're trying to put towards a good cause, continue to listen, please.
We welcome you.
So the difference between a rescue and a shelter is mostly that the shelter is a government entity, like it's from local or state, county government run, and there are paid employees. They are legally obligated to take in animals. And then that's why they end up making those tough decisions.
And they work with the sheriff and the animal
Yes,
control.
Animal control
That's
works
who
with
they
the shelters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And shelters reach out to us to help. So like, and a rescue organization is nonprofit. We actually have to file with the IRS. So like the shelters get money from taxpayers, grants, funding. They actually have like a budget built in usually to the county or the state. We don't, as a 501c3, we don't get that. We're a nonprofit, volunteer-based. Most of us, like, and our rescue included, we don't take a paycheck. This is all volunteer, out of our time. We have to file with the IRS, and then we actually pull from those shelters, work with the shelters, and we work on rehabbing fostering, rehabbing, getting them training, getting them spayed and neutered, getting them all their vaccinations. And we actually have an intake hold. Most of us are foster based. Like a shelter doesn't have that, because they have more resources.
Now they may turn away like cats. Like they may say like, "Hey, we don't have any room for cats, so just release it where you found it."
Oh yeah.
A lot of times they'll do that with cats. With dogs, they don't tend to do that because dogs can be a little bit more of a harm to society if they're out and about.
Yeah.
But cats, not so much. And so a lot of times, especially during this time of year, like spring, in the summer, that's like peak cat season. So if you bring in small kittens, they'll probably tell you that if you leave them with them, they're going to euthanize them. Because that's just, they're overflowing with them. So a lot of times people will opt to like look on Nextdoor or Facebook and ask if anybody can take these cats. So a lot of times they will turn away cats.
We have just 6 cats in our neighborhood right now that my neighbors and they're talking to me about it this morning, trying to trap, and they're like, if we trap these cats, can we bring them to you? I'm like, of course you can.
Yeah, so what are we going to do?
I mean, we'll never turn anyone away. I mean, that's not true. I take that back. If someone in my neighborhood comes to me and asks for help, I will do whatever I can personally, but we can't take.
Yeah, we're not
under
with
our
that
rescue.
Being said, we're not giving you our addresses.
No.
So,
Oh yeah,
and
no,
you
that's
just-
another reason why we don't give
and
our
our
addresses.
rescue address is a postal annex. So
Yeah,
if you bring an animal there, they will call animal control.
Right.
Yeah, don't just drop off.
Well, and we talked to a lot of our friends who are in rescue and are very good, reputable rescues. They will come home from their day jobs to animals left in crates or pens in their yard.
That's wild.
Like we had
That's wild.
one of our really good friends. She had like 4 or 5 Malinois puppies left in an X pen in her front
That's
yard.
wild. I can't even imagine that.
Like that's horrible,
I
you
can't
guys.
imagine that. That's
If you're doing that, please stop that.
that's not cool because, I mean,
And don't you care about? You don't even know what you're doing. Like you don't know that person really. Like, or anyone can come along and do
They don't
something bad
care.
to that animal while they're waiting for.
I think they just don't want.
I know. Yeah.
responsibilities,
Yeah.
so, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
So it's wild. But that's the thing too, is we don't get the funding that. And again, the state often, like especially in California, we've been dealing with a lot of cuts, like cuts to the shelter, cuts to funding. But we don't even get that, so a
We
lot of
apply
people,
for those.
no, yeah, we have to apply for grants, wait to get approved. And it is actually, it's very tedious and takes a lot of time in between all the emergency calls and everything else we get. And we want to help everybody, but the problem is like, we can't take I have an entire mini sanctuary at my house. She has a plethora of animals. So does Allie. So at some point it becomes unsafe for us to continue to take animals ourselves.
We can't, and it's just, it is frustrating that that's just where we're at. So that's
Yeah.
why a lot of rescues are on intake pause right now. So that's kind of the main difference between rescues
Yeah,
and
what I thought
shelter.
was really interesting and I didn't honestly even really know even until I got like access to our email account and was figuring out kind of how this is working. But like the shelters email us asking for help and ask us to take animals
daily.
Like it's not, there's not like, we're not like competition for them. They do what they can do to take the animals, and then they reach out to rescues to take animals that would otherwise be or are on euthanasia lists and be like, hey, this is the last chance for them. Can you
Yeah.
guys take them? Is there anything you can do? So they're not like trying to like keep animals from us and like hoard them and kill them most of
No.
the time. They're trying to get the rescues to
Yeah.
take animals as well, because they recognize, I mean, this is like, it's a crisis, especially in California.
It's a
There's
huge
so
crisis.
many animals that need homes.
Exactly. No, that's very true. And I know a lot of us will sometimes get mad at the shelters because we're like, wow, they didn't even tell us that dog was on the youth list or that cat was on the youth list. And we have to believe, because the only way to keep operating and to keep our heads above water is to believe that most people have good intentions. And while I think some things happen and some things slip through the cracks, and maybe we don't understand everything, it's really important to remember that we don't have all the information all the time. Now, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be holding people accountable or
Right.
shelters accountable or rescues accountable. It just means that like sometimes you don't have the entire picture, and so if you just exercise some grace and some patience, that would be great. So
Which surprisingly does not seem to be abounding in the rescue world, which is
No.
so funny because we're all here like for the animals, but I feel like that like bleeding heart for the animals also rolls over into overly emotional, overly like can be triggered really easily.
And people
Yeah,
get big
it's
heads.
bad.
They kind of start using it. Not everybody, but I do see a lot like as an ego boost or like, oh, look at me, look what I mean, there are some people that I see posting being like, I saved that, look at it becomes more about them than it does about like
The
actually
animal
making a
itself,
difference.
Yeah. It's frustrating.
And it's hard. And we also have noticed like when Allie says there's a crisis out there, like there really is. Number one, like we're not like fostering, adopting across the board is extremely low, but the influx of calls and people we get, like just yesterday, my neighbor reached out to me asking if I could take her friend's help with her friend's dog because they decided to sell their ranch home, get a rental to build a new home, and they didn't worry about trying to find a rental that was dog friendly. Their dog they've had for 7 years, they're just gonna throw away because they're deciding to build a new home.
Yeah,
and
it's not like
to
they
me,
lost
that's
their home.
absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, they didn't lose their home.
Nope.
They just it's
It's not because
inconvenient to
they're
them at that
not.
point.
It's not because they're going to be potentially unhoused or going through a hard situation. It's an actual choice, and it's that kind of stuff. Like it's that kind of stuff it's hard to sometimes like compartmentalize that and keep moving forward because at some point we have to say no responsibly, and that's the hardest part. We want to help, but we have to pool our resources, and it's hard.
And we made commitments to the dogs that we have. I think that's the thing to remember is we're saying no to another dog is because we are saying yes to the dogs that we already have, to the animals that we already have, and that's it's the responsible thing to do. And it sucks when we have to say no.
And that's the thing. That's the balance. Is because yes, people get mad at us because we're not intaking anymore, but then you'll get mad at us if a dog lasts 72 hours in their foster and has to go to a new one. Like, okay, well, we only have so many hours in a day and so much funds, and again, we only have so much funds, so a lot of times we're pulling into our own funds, which is kind of what it's looking like the rest of the year, which we'll take that L. But we have to learn how to do better and to progress as a rescue and to do better for our dogs we currently have, our cats we currently have, and the future dogs and cats of our rescue. And that's why we're taking this pause and we're doing things like this, like the pod, not because we're full of ourselves. It's because we're trying. I mean, we're pretty great.
Well, and there's also nothing out there really. So maybe if you don't understand or you want to make a difference and you don't know where to start, we can give we're very real, we're very integral, we don't have anything to hide, and we really do just want to make a difference, and we're good friends, so it's nice to come together as like minds to actually do something and feel like we can contribute to society in some way. And we are huge animal lovers. Like that should be the number one, massive.
The money things, it sucks. But honestly, at the end of the day, we can't take it with us when we die. So, I mean,
it's true. Not
that I don't want to have my retirement money, but and obviously we're taking.
You're going to a cheap nursing home now.
Cheap nursing home. Yeah, I'm like, I don't have any kids, so I'm gonna have my niece and nephew take care of me. But we know that this is a responsibility that we took on, and so now we're just trying to be responsible, and that's why we don't have a continuous intake right now, because we have Luna, a $10,000 to $14,000 surgery was definitely not expected for a 7-month-old puppy.
Right.
I mean,
and Rusty.
Yeah, I mean, just think of 10 to 14,000 would cover normally probably 10 dogs.
Oh yeah,
without anything unexpected, without
$1,000 a dog pulled from the shelter is usually what they cost us a month to get vet.
Our place.
Yeah. So if you just think of it that way, we could have pulled 10 more dogs for what we're raising now. Granted,
or 5 months of rent if you're renting somewhere.
No,
but
that would so many
maybe
more than
3
5 spay neuters.
Yeah,
it would be so much,
especially when we use.
But I mean, that's kind of the. I wouldn't say the helpful thing about a sob story, but the reason why we pull that card when we do have it is because that's such an above and beyond situation, beyond what should be expected of in our situation.
That should not be expected of a rescue to do that, but we're going to
constantly
because Luna has been through. She was on a youth list. She beat Parvo. We're not going to let this surgery come between her and living a full life. And because it's got a high success rate, and that's the other thing. If she was 10 years old, between 10 and 15 years old, and it wasn't a high success rate surgery, we would probably be having a different conversation, which is really hard to like comprehend, but it's true. The fact that she's 7 months old and this vet has done this surgery before successfully on a much older dog, and her blood work came back like with good indications she would do great from it. Like that's why we owe it to Luna to do this. But it's been very difficult to fundraise that much money.
Well, and then
especially
when
you're
we
not pulling
do, we
anymore.
have emergencies come up. We could get
Rusty,
we could get that. We can start getting momentum and getting those donations, and then Rusty. We actually Liz just like we have separate funding now, so it's like we should probably take that out.
No, we can do that. Like, so we have some money from Taylor's coming in, and I have not cashed that check yet because I want to make sure like that was for Luna. Like that fundraiser was for Luna. Now, obviously, we're gonna take care of Rusty, but I just want to make sure that the funds, like people who went to Taylor's, like for Luna, like that money is going towards Luna.
Right.
So I've not cashed that check yet until the end of the month when we are getting to her surgery, because I know it's really important when people donate to something, they want it to go to a specific animal or a specific cause. Now, obviously, I don't have a bank account for each animal because that would
but we
be
try and
ridiculous.
we do try. That's why we try and do separate fundraisers.
We are conscientious about it, which is why that check is going to be held. It's not going to go past the point where it's void. But it's not going to be deposited until closer to Luna's surgery, especially now with Rusty, because I want to be able to be like, okay, like let's just say Rusty costs us like $8,000 because of hospitalization. Okay, well, where else can we seek like funding for that $8K? Like people like a retriever or foundation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Whereas like that Taylor's ice cream fundraiser was a 3B fundraiser. But it was mostly for Luna, and I want to make sure everybody's going to get the care they need.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to say is it's hard because we're sitting there trying to fundraise for something specific, but then we have this emergency come in, that emergency come in. I mean, just
Rusty's
today, just this week alone, and it's only Tuesday, like every day it's, this is happening. This is happening with this cat. This is happening with that dog. One of our dogs has a UTI this week. Last week. Skin issues is happening a lot because of the allergies. Neuter today.
Toby got his neuter. So.
And like Wesley's not. The puppies had diarrhea, so we had to get them a fecal sample. Annabelle has to go to the vet like multiple times a month because of her foot. So she costs anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month minimum. And that's fine. We're not complaining about Annabelle. She deserves her care, but we're trying to kind of give people a picture of, we can be spending sometimes, like yesterday we spent probably $400 on just vet visits. Today it was probably going to be around up to $1,000 possibly. So, and that's not even considering the food, the reimbursements for the fosters, all of that. So, and we're not saying that to be negative or deter anybody, but because we're talking about the distinction between shelters and rescues, that's why we ask for donations, because just like when you have your own dog, you have to pay for the food, you have to pay for the vaccines, you have to, new leash, harness.
Effort to get these funds. We're sending out emails
and wish lists
every night, probably 6 to 10 emails a night to different companies and foundations and podcasts to get partnerships and to do sponsorships. So I'm really excited because we are going to be doing a video. We're getting Power Nutrition is going to be sending us some of their supplies, and so we can represent them. So Woody will be having some pretty good tasting treats here soon, because I will be taking most of that over to Woody because he's nearby in Dogtopia, which he's adoptable and looking for a foster.
Yes, he is, and I'm taking him to Tahoe next week, so stay tuned for a very fun Woody video.
Poor Woody baby.
I do want to know, if we say we're fundraising for something, we're not gonna not do that thing because we use the funds for something else.
No,
that's never the situation.
Right.
I just want to make that clear to people.
It is very clear
because it sounds like, then you won't have the money. We will find the money. It sucks and it's terrible. And again, some of it just comes then from our paychecks. But we are not never-ending wells. We are not super wealthy. So, but I do want to emphasize that if we say, hey, we are fundraising for this thing, and you donate to it, that thing is happening.
It is going to happen. Just the more the more we spend, like the more we spend out of pocket, it's like the less animals we can save because we don't have like this isn't bottomless fries from Red
Right.
Robin. Like we
That's
we
why
are
we haven't.
not-
That's why we can't pull any more dogs
Yeah,
because
we
we have to
know-
take care of the dogs in our rescue.
We were talking about it earlier at Moksa when we were picking up breweries. Like, I already understand that there's like X amount of money that I will, if we don't get any more, if we don't get any more donations the rest of the year, there's X amount of money that I know I need to come up with personally to cover for our dogs because we're not gonna just let them die.
Of
Like, you know what I
course.
mean? We're gonna fight for them, but that means that we cannot pull more dogs because I don't like X amount of money has to come from somewhere. And again, this is not bottomless fries from Red Robin. I wish I had a bottomless bank account, but I don't have a bottomless bank account. One day, if you do have a bottomless bank account, you can
wanna
apply to be a
donate.
volunteer with us and donate. You know
Sign
what?
up for our danger zone.
Our danger zone. Sign up times 50 for our danger zone, and you will get all the merch.
Yep.
But anyways, that's basically what we're trying to get at with like this conversation between a rescue and a shelter. Is that our shelter is like government funded,
And the employees are paid.
and I mean they don't. It doesn't
That's
mean
their
they
day
have.
job.
It doesn't mean they have unlimited funds
Yeah,
either.
it is
No.
not a glamorous like.
But that's what
job,
they do
it's
all
not-
day long.
yeah.
But-
We are also doing
Yeah.
our job, taking care of our animals, and doing this.
And a lot of shelters don't spay and neuter. So like LA County does if you adopt, or I think also San Bernardino does. But San Bernardino will not spay or neuter for
a rescue pull.
but they will for Los Angeles will spay and neuter. But
Basically,
San
if they're
Bernardino
planning on
doesn't.
killing the dog, they're not going to bother to spay and neuter it.
That's also a good little side note. So when a dog is at a shelter, a county-run, state-run shelter, and they become rescue only, what that means is the public cannot just, you as a, I mean, we're citizens as well, but just as a Joe Schmo off the street, you cannot rescue that. Once that dog becomes rescue only, not only does that mean they're not getting out of their kennel for walks, volunteers are not allowed to interact with them, they're in their kennel 24/7. And once they become rescue only, that means only a 501c3 rescue that is approved with that shelter can pull that dog. So that's another distinction between, that's just another kind of like caveat side note to rescuing and how we work with the shelters, because that shelter may flag them for medical or training needs and they deem them not appropriate to be adopted out to just the public. So we incur that cost.
Exactly.
Training, medical, whatever it may be. Like Rosie, she was placed on rescue only because she was severely ill. They were not treating her at the shelter for like, they gave her a little bit of medication, but not enough that she needed. We had to hospitalize her.
She had pneumonia.
She had pneumonia. She was knocking on death's door, and we spent $15,000, right?
We spent $15,000 on a parvo pups.
Oh, sorry. I'm really
Yes.
messing up today with my facts.
No, it's okay. We spent $15,000 on a parvo pups between their appointments.
Was it 5,000 on Rosie?
It was 5,000
That's
on
what it
Rosie,
was.
and that was after a break.
Yeah.
So we did get a break on that one.
Okay.
Which is great because it was a rescue discount.
Yeah. So we pulled her. We didn't even know she was that sick. We knew she had an upper respiratory infection and needed antibiotics. But when we took her to the emergency vet, when the foster took her to the emergency vet, it quickly became something much more. And that's
Much
why
more
she was.
serious.
That's why she was deemed rescue only, not because she wasn't. It was because of medical. So that's another little thing on how, like, rescue and shelter, the distinction there. Like, if we had not pulled her, they would have euthanized
We've
her.
had a lot of rescue onlys. So Jack, who was a black lab from Devore, he's now Drax. He was rescue only because apparently there's a lot of dogs on this one property, and one of the dogs bit somebody, but they don't know which one it was out of like the 10 dogs. So they put them all on rescue only. So that was our black lab, and he's doing great. He lives with small dogs, another big dog, rabbits, cats in Washington. He's very happy. And then Dopey, Bashful, Tiana, and now Ladybird, so her name's Ladybird now, and Sleepy were all also rescue only.
Labeled aggressive.
Labeled aggressive, which is crazy.
They were
'cause
like, what, like 10, 15 pounds? Little puppies?
Not even 15 pounds. They were probably like 10 at the
Dopey's
shelter.
still like.
So Dopey is like
barely
being
30
fostered across
pounds.
the street, and I
He's
just
great.
took him to get neutered today. And he is so well behaved, so sweet, such a cuddle bug. When I dropped him back off at the Foster's house, I went to the bathroom, and he followed me to the bathroom and just sat there with his cone and put his chin on my leg while I was going pee. Doesn't bite his cone. All he wants to do is snuggle. He gets along with his cat brother and
Yeah,
his
he just
dog
goes cats
sister.
and
So to label them aggressive as puppies nip, and growing up in a shelter during their like developmental
Formative years, yeah.
months is
or months, yeah.
is horrible, and they
That's-
probably didn't have good interactions with the staff. But to label them aggressive, like they ended up getting put on a quarantine hold. We didn't know if they were going to make it, and we said we want to, as soon as they're off their
Yeah.
10-day hold, we want to take them out of the shelter. And they said, okay, basically we'll keep you in mind, but we can't guarantee. So we pulled them, and expecting them to be, okay, are they going to have some behavior issues? And none of them have. Almost, there's
They were pistols
There's-
with each other,
yeah.
because that's what
That's what
litters
siblings
and
do.
siblings
I mean, you
do.
Yeah.
put 4 puppies in a room together. As I know, having had 4 puppies,
For
it is chaos, and
they're puppies. It's
they're
like
puppies,
toddlers.
and they're crazy.
Yeah.
They're
So,
crazy. So
I had 4 of the parvo puppies for a little while.
you had
and
4 of the
they were-
Parvo puppies, and then at one point you also had Ellie, Bashful, Dopey, and Tiana.
Yes, that's true. I had the one
She
parvo
had a
puppy that is
mixture of-
mine,
But
plus a couple of them.
they were
Snow White
they
pups.
were gonna be euthanized, and we pulled Snow White, and then it became this whole thing like we can't leave them behind, and
And this is not to say that every time a shelter labels a dog as rescue only means that they're gonna be like the Snow White pups, where they're really
Right.
well behaved.
Mhm.
But it does give some context to like there are rescue only dogs who could be really good dogs, but because they're rescue only, it lowers their chances of making it out alive.
yeah, rescue has to pull them
Which-
for them to make it out.
And Frankie was one of those, and Black Pitties have the hardest. So I feel very fortunate that our rescue's been able to pull Moose, who's a Black Pitty, Frankie, formerly known as Bailey, who's a Black Pitty, Sleepy, Bashful, No, which is now
Yeah,
Jet. We've been very fortunate to pull some like Black Pitties out of the shelter, which like warms my heart because their chances are really low.
Their chances of making it out alive is
So-
very low.
And again, we get frustrated with shelters sometimes, but that's not an easy job to have. And again, we're not sitting here, this isn't a podcast to defend shelters, but it's just to give you an understanding of the difference between rescues and shelters, which rescues, majority of the time, nobody has a paycheck. Now, if you were a rescue that has figured out a way to monetize and get a paycheck, please call us. We'd love to talk to you because you must be really good fundraisers.
There are some that do
Um,
have like larger donors or whatever, and so they can dedicate to doing it full time.
Yeah, we've
so
been
that
to some
does-
fundraisers for them, which has been amazing, and I'm so jealous. And one day, hopefully, we'll get to the point where we can be like those rescues that have these massive fundraisers.
Yes,
And also
in
have
search
grace-
of rescue sugar daddy.
Yes.
Yes.
Or sugar mommy,
Or
you
sugar
know,
mama.
Sugar mommy. Yeah, we don't really. Yeah, we
We
do
don't
not care.
discriminate.
We do not
But
discriminate.
and also just be patient. Be
Mhm.
patient with rescues, because not only are we overrun, overwhelmed, understaffed, there's a lot that goes into rescuing. It's not just okay, the dog. The real work starts after you get the dog out of the shelter. The decompression, behavior assessment, what's the best home for them? Do they get along with cats? Do they get along with kids?
Training.
Are they
food,
potty
yeah.
trained? Do they sit? Do they stay? And a lot, and it's very overwhelming. And we get multiple texts, calls a day from fosters, from people asking us to pull, from networkers, from my mom telling me she doesn't even know if I'm alive anymore because I never come,
My
never
mom will
come
do a
around.
roll call.
But yeah, roll call, exactly.
Mhm.
So just be patient, because we're not ignoring you. We're not, we're juggling a lot, and we have to, this is my favorite word the last few months, is we have to triage. We have to
Mhm.
go from the most emergent case to, we have to base it off what's the most emergent thing today. Like, what dog needs our help to, and we have to kind of, if you're out of dog food and, we have a dog in the hospital who's, this is just hypothetical, whose, toe is falling off or something, and you need dog food, like we're obviously going to help you get dog food, but we're going to handle the dog who needs medical care first, and we might get to you later in the day or the next day in regards to dog food. Can you go buy it and we'll reimburse you? And also, like, we're not made of money, so we have multiple reimbursements coming all the time from fosters, and sometimes fosters will hold on to their receipts and send them to us all at once after three months.
for, like,
Sometimes it's
several
thousands of dollars, So send them as you come to your
like,
rescue,
holy
and also like
cannoli.
err on the side of caution. Like, could you get 1 to 2 toys a month and make them last versus 20 toys? And if you do want to get them, it's also okay for you to purchase them a toy or a bone as a donation, as a gift just to them. Like a $5 toy, TJ Maxx, Walmart, Ross, Goodwill, the dog.
Goodwill's got great stuff.
Also, if you think maybe the dog needs, some raw chicken, maybe they need that, as part of their diet or whatever, maybe go to a discount food store.
Like
maybe
grocery
don't
outlet.
go to Whole Foods and
Yeah.
buy
Sure,
the
like-
most expensive thing. Like, we have had fosters do things like that. So,
I mean, I don't even get my own chicken from Whole Foods. I
Yeah,
get my own chicken
yeah.
from Walmart.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
And I hate
do what
going
you
to
want for
Walmart.
yourself, but when
Yeah.
when the money has to account to the rescue, like, check in with us, and it's not because we don't care about the dogs, it's not because they're not worth it, but we have to be
Yeah, like-
smart about how we're spending our funds, because medical and training comes first.
I think I have a minor panic
And-
attack every day when I take a look at our bank account because I'm just waiting, and then whenever a foster messages me, I have another minor panic attack. So I'm like, oh my god, what now? Like,
Yeah.
So rescue is chaos, and rescue is a series of panic attacks.
yes,
Yeah.
and every panic attack is
Not always. It's just been like that for the last couple months. It seems like it's just one thing. It's like snowballing. Like, for a while there, everything was, and obviously life isn't going to go smooth. We're not living in a fairy tale. We know that. Like, shit happens, and when you are trying to make a difference, and we're trying to jump into a community that has a lot of components, and there's like a very big toxic side of rescue, and then there's also
we'll do a pod on that one.
there's also a very calm side of rescue where there's people that you can trust and they're in it for the right reasons. But having to go vacillate, go back and forth. I use all these stupid terms. Everybody's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Hey, where it's the pot of big words.
I
you know,
know.
where you
So,
started
but,
off
like,
with.
we're constantly, we are trying to stay in the middle because we're very integral, honest, trustworthy, whatever. So we're trying to do the right by our dogs and our fosters and our volunteers. But just have grace with us, because it is a lot to juggle. And one mistake is made, or we maybe forget to text you back in a few days or whatever. And sometimes it's like people just come at us really, and
we wake up to like
nasty
messages.
and things that are not true. Like a lot of things that
I
are
know,
perpetuated.
But we will respond back as professional and like polite as we possibly can, because like meeting hate with hate never works.
We have seen that in the history of time. It doesn't work.
As
It
much
never
as we
works.
will
And
want
honestly,
to
at the
bitch
end of-
back at you.
yeah,
so,
But
like,
honestly,
don't
at the end
be
of the
rude.
day,
We don't,
what it
yeah.
ends up making us do is it discourages us and it hurts our feelings. We're humans, and like
It is frustrating.
it hurts. It's very frustrating, but honestly, it's like taking somebody, instead of lifting somebody up, you're just basically like cutting us off at the knees and expecting us to go above and beyond for you. So it's kind of counterintuitive.
It is. It's very frustrating because like we have to have full-time jobs, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be able to pay for most of the stuff in the rescue.
Correct.
And so there's that. And then second is that like we come home from work. Well, one, during the workday, we're basically taking like text messages and calls and emails, trying to respond when we
Instead
can.
of taking smoke breaks, we're taking rescue
Yeah, we're
breaks.
taking
That's
rescue
it.
breaks.
Yeah, we're still
taking
doing our
rescue
work.
breaks.
I might pick up smoking again. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Just kidding.
We might start doing it again. But then on the other hand is like when we get home, we maybe get like I'll get like a 20 or 30-minute Peloton in, or maybe you'll get like an F45, like a brief one in. But like we're a walk, but we're back to doing rescue stuff until the end of the night, because we know we have our dogs that need long-term fosters,
Burning our relationships to
we
the
need
ground.
adopters, yeah, and then our men are getting mad at us, and it's because we care that much about this. So when people don't understand that, or they just yell at us for the smallest things or things that they see as I don't know. It's very frustrating and honestly, if we get into a little bit of drama with somebody, we won't even hold that really against them. We'll just be like, you know what?
They're having an emotional day.
They're having a moment, and we can bounce back. Like, we have the ability to, like, bounce back. So, like, if you burn a bridge with us, it's not that it can't be rebuilt, but we might be cautious interacting with you in the future. But we don't believe in burning bridges because it doesn't help the animals.
We also understand you're human, and we're just asking for you to understand that.
And probably you're in rescue because you care. You're interested in rescue dogs. You love dogs. You care. I think rescue, like I've said before, it attracts a lot of bleeding hearts, and those bleeding hearts are very emotional. And sometimes they get emotional in the other direction as well. They get angry. They say stupid things that maybe they'll regret later. So I think that is a huge part of it. The problem is that we just have to deal with the ugly side of that as well.
We do, and it sucks because like
it's not just one person.
It's not just one person.
It's continuous all day long.
And we want to do this because we want to do good, and
we're just trying to.
And
we're trying to help dogs.
And also, we run into a situation a lot
cats,
where we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. Like, there's a. Like sometimes we'll make a decision that we feel is the right decision, and then it's like, no, that was the wrong decision. But okay, well, what if we made this decision? No, that would have been the wrong decision too. So it's just there's a lot of things that we have to look at first and foremost. Like, what does this dog need?
Yes, and we try our best to work with other rescues, and we love most rescues. And if there is a rescue that we feel like maybe they could have done that better, we discuss it in private. We're not going out and blasting them
people
because we don't know what else they're going through.
Yeah.
Because, okay, again, that does happen. Like, we're talking, like, in hypotheticals, but we have been blasted on social media.
Yeah.
We have had issues where people accuse us of things that we did not do. Like, and it's not a one-time thing. It happens a lot. So you think, like, oh, we're just a little rescue trying to help animals. Yes, we are. That's all we are. But yes, we still get people attacking us. I mean, I think we should do a whole nother podcast on social media and rescue.
Yes,
rescue,
we should.
because that in and of itself is a whole thing. But that is the big part of this all, because that is people.
Don't you like? I don't know. I
have
guess
a life.
Have a life, and I guess this is kind of a shout out for my partner if he's listening to this. Is that honestly, if I tried to get like petty with him about somebody, he's like, does that really matter though? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. It doesn't. And then we just move on to what actually does matter. So I'm like, if you don't have somebody in your life saying like, why are you dwelling on this one thing when you could be doing something else? Like, then I hope you find that person. Yeah. Because I feel very fortunate to have a partner who like tells me like, okay, yeah, that's a shitty thing that happened, but is there anything you can do about it now?
Yeah. Or is there any truth to it? No.
Is there any truth to it?
Then move on.
Okay, move on, because don't you have Annabelle to take care of? Don't you have Woody to take care of? And I'm very grateful for him for that. And so if you don't have somebody like that in your life, I recommend you go look
and steal her man.
And honestly,
no, let's not do that.
But honestly, we try and protect. We try and protect our peace. So if someone's being like, none of us here like. Even if we disagree or don't, whatever it is, we don't get nasty with each other. We don't throw out insults or call names. Like, we protect our peace. Like, okay, let's take a beat. Let's self-reflect. Like, we're very big on that. So even if someone's coming at us and being nasty with us, like, there's no reason, like Liz said, there's no reason to meet hate with hate, and we don't have time for it. We don't have the energy for it, and that's just not how, it's not who we are as people.
How do you enjoy that? Like, when we've gotten, like, we don't even get, like, even if we get into a
we don't engage.
Like, if we,
yeah.
but me and Tarron may have bought a crate without asking.
No, a kennel, a dog kennel.
Yes, a whole kennel setup.
Talking to Allie first, and we apologize immensely. Allie, we're so sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just like, we had been talking about this whole crate setup, and then they're like, so we bought this. I was like, wait, sorry, I've had this whole work thing. I haven't even been able to look at this. Like, wait, we paid what?
Well,
what did we do?
In her defense, we didn't, it wasn't planned. It wasn't
planned.
Liz and I, we've had fosters saying, oh, we can't foster anymore. We're going out of town. Like, we've had a lot of stuff going on. So we're like, okay, we need to pivot. We need to find, and I have property. So it's like, okay. And I work from home, and I'm very hands-on with animals.
And we didn't use donations for it. I bought it personally, but Allie was right when she said that, yes, but, like, if you're spending your own money on this, like, is that money, like, your own money that you're not going to be spending on that?
Yeah.
And she's not wrong. So we're learning all the time.
Right.
And we
it
made
was
mistakes,
a little disagreement,
but
we were
minor
respectful.
disagreement, and we were very respectful, and we moved forward, and we're not going to do it in the future. So, like, we had that conversation in private. Now we're having it in public.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
But there was no damage to our relationships because
you
all we all
disagree.
spoke with you can disagree respectfully. You don't have to, and
learn
and
also,
listen to each other.
and also acknowledge when you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Because we were immediately like, we
Yeah.
probably should have talked to Allie first. Oops.
I
Like,
mean,
we
just be.
and she probably has a minor panic attack all the time, wondering like, what are these two frickin'
what
doing
are they
now?
We haven't heard from them in 6 hours. What are they doing?
Well, because you guys are, we would say you guys are a little more emotional,
More
can make
impulsive.
more like impulsive
Yeah.
decisions, and I'm just like,
know what
hold
you mean
off,
by
like,
that.
wait, could we have done that a different way? That would have been cheaper. That was like my one thing. But I was at the end of the day, I was like, you know what, that actually looked like a decent deal. We're fine.
and this is why we have these conversations. This is why we have these board meetings. So like, I just wish like the way we handled that situation, where it's like Allie told us like why she didn't agree with it, and we're like, oh shit, good point.
Yeah,
Our
we didn't
bad.
attack her or get mad at her.
I know, and
Yeah.
I wish more people were like that, because I'm very tired of just having and we'll get random people message us and be like, if Rusty doesn't find a home by Saturday, what's going to happen to him?
Yeah, is he going to be safe? Like, it's
we're gonna
very,
leave him on
maybe
the
you don't realize that's
street?
insulting, but it is
It is
insulting.
insulting.
Because
We're just
when
leaving him on the
has one
street?
of our dogs ever not been safe? Like, yes, Rusty got heat stroke. Yes, the foster felt horrible. We felt horrible. But it wasn't intentional. He was trying to get him out, had him in the shade, had him drinking water. It was not an
He just a
intentional
fuzzy
situation,
dog.
but he also recognized the signs and got him to the ER vet immediately. So it wasn't like he was neglecting him. He wasn't left in a hot car. He was just trying to get him socialization. And I don't know if he didn't realize how hot it was or whatnot.
I think it's just like he's probably one of there's not a lot of retrievers or fuzzy dogs in rescue.
Right.
And
He's one of those very thick-coated
he
retrievers.
had,
Yes, he
was.
is.
I think he was one of the only dogs he had that was like a thick coated
Yeah.
dog, and so it was a mistake. But fortunately, like Rusty's doing fine.
Yes.
But I guess like the point is that people make mistakes. We're not in the market of blasting people online. Now, granted, we may be blasted online, and I'm sure we will
At some point in
At
our
some
career,
point
in
more
our rescue.
moving forward, because we can't make everybody happy. You can't be everybody's cup of tea. But we're always going to do what we think's best in any given situation, and we welcome criticism and feedback, but there's a way to deliver it. And
Just be a fucking adult.
It takes
That'll be a
away
full-time
from
job.
us.
We literally have to have a volunteer respond to all of that.
Yeah, it takes our time away
what would
from
that
the
what
dogs
would
to
that
deal with your
Position
bullshit.
be called? The bullshit
The whipping
dealer.
boy?
Yeah.
You'll
bullshit
definitely be a dude.
reader.
You're definitely making a dude.
The bullshit reader?
The bullshit responder.
We would have to make it a dude, because if he responded,
BS
and was
response
aggressive,
team.
then people would be like, "Oh, it's just because he's a dude." But if you're a girl and you respond aggressively, you're called a bitch. So we have to make it a man.
We need a male bitch.
Dave would be really good at that. I nominate Dave. Actually, no, he would probably piss people off because he's so like.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay
Dave
with
would
that.
be really good at that because he's like, just don't respond or just tell that person to fuck off. And
And
I'm
he
like,
gets-
I cannot say that. I will not
And he
say
gets
that.
a raise every time he makes us laugh with his response.
Hey,
So-
I wanted to respond basically fuck off to people, and you told me no. We have to be professional.
I did.
We don't, but
I did
yeah.
say that.
But for the
I
most
did. And now
part,
I
it's
regret it,
very,
so you can text them now.
yeah,
and say,
it's
"Fuck
very
yourself."
rare that we have that response though.
Yeah.
Like we're very like
I think very rarely we
As
we say
hyperactive
the,
as we are,
the
but-
F word or the F bomb, the fuck bomb.
Yeah.
I think very rarely we say fuck unless it's like right now you need to like get the dog to the fucking vet. But
It's true.
and-
okay, I
we
said that
have-
one time.
but I'm so happy because that was needed to happen. But we're not gonna tell you. We're never gonna tell you to go fuck yourselves. But we want it.
We'll think it. We will think it
We
often.
will definitely think it.
That was a
and
direct quote.
Yes, this is a direct quote of Tarron's. Get the dog to the fucking vet.
Now.
and now.
All
But-
caps.
and the dog is fine, so we're good. But
because he got to
we have to put our trust in people. We can't be successful true. We also can't fail. We can't succeed or fail as a rescue without trusting people, and at some point you just gotta do it. So I'm gonna make a minor plug for Malcolm Gladwell. There's a book called Talking to Strangers, and you should listen to it. It talks about how we default to truth, and I really recommend listening to it because
Wait, what is it?
It's called Talking to Strangers. by
I also
Malcolm
like how
Gladwell.
you said a book and then listen to it.
Well,
We know she's an audiobooker.
I am an
Allie.
audiobooker. It
When
is a
you're
book.
this busy, you have to be.
Oh.
You can read it, but I will say the audiobook reads like a podcast.
Mhm.
It's
Oh.
really
Well, 'cause he does like,
fucking
doesn't he
good.
do a podcast?
He does. I don't know if he does a podcast, but the Bomber Mafia,
Uh-huh.
which is about fighter pilots in World War II and World War One, that is also an audiobook, but it sounds like a podcast. He's really.
Ooh, I should
fucking
download this.
good.
I have some long flights coming up. I
Yes,
should do that.
You should
Yeah,
do that.
you
Yes,
They're
I'm
really
gonna do
good.
that.
So Malcolm Gladwell.
Remind me after this.
We'd love to have you on our
On a
pod.
podcast.
We've got an extra
Uh,
chair that
we have
you
an extra
still
chair.
haven't even
We have a
really
guest
seen in the
chair.
shot. So
Guest chair. But yeah, so I guess we've probably. If you're still listening, thank you. If you're not, hopefully-
I'll cut it down a little bit
hopefully
probably.
you skip
Yeah,
to this
sorry,
point.
this was
'Cause
a little.
are we gonna do the howl no? Do we have any?
I don't have a list, so we'll have to. You guys are gonna have to. Come
Oh,
up
that's
with
okay. We
stuff
can
off
come
our
up with
head.
howl no's.
Yeah.
All right, one of my page. What I almost said it. One of my howl no or for sure's is Pedro Pascal.
I don't know enough about him, but he seems really
my
cool.
God.
For
He
sure.
seems amazing.
And we want him to foster, and we'd also want him to pose for a calendar
Ooh yeah.
for like the next 10
Come to our
years.
pool party.
So,
He is.
um,
He just seems like a really nice.
He was
guy,
in
too.
Narcos,
Yes, like,
wasn't he?
probably.
He was.
He was in.
Yes, I swear to God, he
Probably.
was.
I didn't see Narcos, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I stopped watching it when they killed the cat.
I want to
so-
see the
oh, no.
material. I
stopped
want to
watching
see
it
the
when they
new
killed
movie with Dakota Johnson. I have a crush on her. I said that last time too.
He's in the Materialists.
Yeah, the Materialist. That's what I want to see.
He's
Did
also
you see
in
it?
the new Fantastic Four.
Oh,
So he's doing those. So I would say yes for sure to Pedro Pascal. Now, a next one
Oh, you got another one too?
would be. Actually, no, you guys go. I'll rotate.
I don't know if I have one off the top of my head. I don't have ChatGPT. My phone's recording right now.
what about Tom Hardy? We kind of talked about him last time.
We did. We
but
just
I'm gonna
talked
say
about how
for
The
he
problem
did
is,
email.
I'm not as up on celebrity gossip because we talked about one that I ended up cutting out because we were like, oh, he seems cool. And then I found out like a month ago that he got accused
Actually-
of like sexual misconduct.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
yeah, we'll do it
for
for sure on
sure,
Keanu
for
Reeves.
sure.
No, he seems great. Yeah, that's
For
a
sure.
safe
Also,
one.
marry me. I don't care how old you are. Sorry, Dave, I
okay,
love you.
Mhm.
So,
Wait, I'm already married.
okay, we need
Uh-oh.
another one.
You gotta work on that.
Just kidding, honey.
Oh.
What be it? I'm trying to think of like other.
Just
I'm trying to
okay.
think
Let's
of
do that game. We have to
controversial
come up
people.
with something off the top of your head.
Mm,
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Mm.
He's very selfish, but he is rich. You
yeah,
probably
but
can
he,
have.
I think he'd be a good cat foster because his kid likes cats.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
really? I don't
So for sure for cats.
I don't know why I
I'll
thought
go
of
for
him. I
dogs.
don't even watch sports. Don't get mad at me, you two. I know you guys do.
Yeah.
So for
I
sure
don't.
for
I don't
cats.
watch sports.
I would say he wouldn't upset his children. So I would say for sure.
Yeah, he seems. Fun.
And he's retired now. So.
What about Halsey? You
Fine.
guys just went and saw her.
Oh yeah, she seems great.
I
She
would say
she
for
has
sure.
she was
Oh,
a
yeah,
great,
I
she
would
has
trust
her,
her.
She has her
Whatever.
pity. She had a pity for
Oh,
a
she
long
had a pity?
time.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
say for sure to Halsey because she's amazing. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure. Who's a
What
hell no though? We don't have any that's like controversial. We
Uh,
need a controversial person because these are all like.
Oh, one. I'm trying to remember the ones that ChatGPT came up with.
What
One
about
of
the
them-
Island Boys? They look like they have trees on their heads. They're like the little rappers with like the gold teeth.
I've never heard of this in my life.
What the freak?
That sounds like a no, though.
That sounds like yeah. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
no.
we'll say
they're
no to
very
that, yeah.
irresponsible. They like to like gut their cars and stash money in there and take pictures.
seems bad.
Terrence, we got some weird fetishes over here.
I don't have any fishes. I do not like them at all. Did I say fetishes?
Fishes?
But I always wear my hair in a top knot, and they used to have their hairs looking like trees. And Dave sent me a picture one time when I was sitting on the couch, and he was on the other couch, and he sent me a picture of the Island Boy,
How
and he
no.
said, "This is what you look like
Saying-
right
I'm
now."
saying hell
It was
no.
really offensive.
Yeah,
I think I'll know.
that seems bad.
All right, Allie, what you got?
So Lena Dunham. So she apparently does like rescuing animals, but she did like. So actually, no. I read into
Who's
it because
Lena
the
Dunham?
thing was like
Lena Dunham's for
girls.
the girls.
So she.
What's that? I need to
Girls,
get
the
out
show
more.
on
Girls, the
HBO.
show.
I've never seen it. Will I like it?
It was
No,
like
I
it
don't-
was like years ago.
I don't know. If I like it.
But
You
anyway,
might
so
like it.
she did rehome a dog, and so ChatGPT was like, "Oh, she's controversial because she rehomed the dog," and everybody was. But I looked into it, and the dog had some behavioral problems. It wasn't working in her home. She found a good, safe home for it, is what it sounds like, and got a better home. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
like her. She's in I Love You Man. She's one of the yeah.
So
I'm
I don't think-
sorry, Lena Dunham. I'm saying hell no because I feel like she has some. I feel like she'd be a pain in the ass in the foster.
Okay, well, yeah, that we'll give it. For
I
that.
feel
The
like
hell no
she'd
for
be.
that.
I feel like she'd be a pain in the ass.
It's okay.
So like, I feel like she's very dramatic, and she'd constantly be mad, and everything would be a problem.
I don't have enough
So I'm
information.
not saying she's not compassionate about animals,
Yeah.
but I will say, as a foster and dealing with her, hell no to. Lena
I don't have
Dunham.
enough information. And when I don't have enough information, my answer is no.
That's Tarron defaults to no.
And it's
Good
a problem.
impression.
That's
Yeah.
why I call Allie. I'm like, Allie, I
So I
called her
guess-
one time after a home check. I was like, talk some sense into me. And she did.
Well, I'm like, would it be better for the dog to be back in the shelter? No, this helm is good.
And also, that person was very sweet. They just
Mhm.
have a little chaos in their life, but
Mhm.
it's okay.
Mhm.
Because that dog can handle it. Other dogs, no. We wouldn't
Yes.
put Woody in chaos. Not that they're chaos. I
They
guess
weren't
that's a bad
chaos.
point.
It was just messy.
It was just a little cluttered. But that's honestly, if you ask my partner, he'd probably say that I'm clutterbug.
Mhm. What about like some fictional characters? What about like a
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore?
I say for sure.
Sure, he had Fox. His animal did burst into flames.
But that was from a spell.
It was
like,
supposed to do
it was
that.
a
Yes, it was
magical-
supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So so he can maintain a cool head when something unexpected or crazy happens.
What about
I think that's a good sign.
Hagrid?
Oh, obviously. Really? He loves his animals.
Yes,
but he
but
may
I
be a
would-
little irresponsible
He
with
might
them.
be a little irresponsible. So I would say for sure, but he would be the one.
Strict
One of those
guidelines.
fosters would have to ask every week how things are going,
Oh Lord.
and if there's anything the dog ate that we didn't like that we should know about.
Yep.
I think those are questions we have to ask.
But
Hagrid.
the craziest thing I bet he can handle.
I
So
think you can.
that
Handle
would
those
be
things.
the good thing about
So,
Hagrid.
I would say for sure, but there will be a lot of buts and stipulations.
Well, you said a lot of butts.
Let's
A
see.
lot of butts. I like big
Butts and I can't lie.
You just can't
Other brothers
deny.
can't deny.
Wanna
Wanna
go
go
waltz
once
in
in
with
with itty bitty waist and a round thing
thing
in your face, you get sprung. I wanna get with you and take your picture.
I'm trying to
Okay,
think of-
I'm
You know all
looking
the
up
lyrics.
controversial celebrities to clarify.
Well, that gets dangerous because controversial celebrities a lot of the times are bad.
Yeah.
I just want to see. Quit being like Siri, chat. He wants too much
What
clarification.
about-
I can't provide a list of controversial celebrities by name because I could get in legal trouble.
Who is this?
ChatGPT.
I gave it that prompt and it gave me but I was specifically for this because ChatGPT knows all about the podcast. Jason Momoa.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All of us are saying
Is
for
anyone
sure.
else kind of getting sick of him though? Like I'm tired
No,
of the. I'm tired of the
no.
hype.
You know what? You can. All right, Jason. Don't email Tarron. You can email Liz at.
No, I do love him.
I love him, but I do agree he kind of plays. He's like the Rock. He plays
the
the same
thing
character.
over and
Yeah,
over,
but
and
I
I'm just kind of
but
like, eh.
He's like a
consistent.
better
He's
Rock.
consistently
consistent
hot.
Fosters.
He's consistently
That's true.
hot, is what Liz is saying.
And he is playing consistent.
But he is a good person,
character,
I
Mhm.
think.
and that means he's a consistent person, and that means we definitely want you to be a foster because it means you won't pretend with us.
What
as
about
much.
Jennifer Aniston?
Of course, for sure, for sure. Times is 100 million. Yes.
Hit us up, Jen.
Liz of Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think it was good. I keep.
What about
I've been
Chandler?
cutting
The
these down.
character Chandler from Friends.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Should we talk about
I
the
would
show
say
because
no
he's
because
tiny
he
guy?
is not like dogs. Oh, is that insensitive?
The
Probably.
character. We're talking about the
character?
character.
But I love
he was
him.
good to the ducks.
No, he was good to the ducks,
he
but
had
he
the
doesn't
ducks.
like dogs.
He had duck and chicken.
I think he would.
Yeah,
be, I think
but he
would,
said he doesn't like dogs.
I
Remember
think
when
he would
Phoebe had the
melt.
dog?
I think he would melt for like.
I would almost say no to Monica before him because
Yeah, I would
Monica's
say for
so
sure
ridiculous.
Chandler.
Am
I
I kind
think
of like Monica?
Monica would be probably a little annoying to deal with for sure.
So annoying. Are you
But
kidding?
also,
She'd try and take over a rescue.
She's a good person.
She is a good person.
She's
I'd
good.
probably let all of them except for
So-
maybe Joe.
So
No, Joey also took good care of Duck and
I
Chicken.
think
true.
Joey would be good for Scotty.
Yeah,
Joey would be so good for Scotty. Oh my god. We need to make a video. We need to like somehow
I
make a
know.
video and put Scotty in with Joey in like
I
a
know, that'd be
scene.
great. I would say for
And when I say we, I mean you.
I actually
I'm just kidding,
think-
because I think
actually,
you're the
this
only
is
one
a
who can do
good
that.
experiment. I think the only Friends cast member I would probably say no to is Ross.
Because he's such a whiner.
Well, it's just because Ross sucks.
He's such
kind
a
of
whiner.
and he's afraid of commitment, and he's gonna call them by the wrong name.
That was good.
So
And also, he cares more about the bones.
yes, and
Yeah.
I
He's a paleontologist.
He is a paleontologist.
I like
I would
So
say
yes to all Friends except for Ross.
Hell
no.
Bye.
Yes,
Bye.
Thank you.
See ya.